Serving home cooking, Jack's Barcelona Drive-In, 8249 First Street, Westfield. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner by beautiful Lake Erie in a summer cottage atmosphere with local wines and beers available. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Bella Salon and Day Spa, located at 41 West Main Street in Northeast Pennsylvania, proudly supports Chautauqua Sunrise and its volunteers. More information at bellasalonanddayspa.net. Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. From the Access Channel 5 studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Channel 5. Continuing the traditions of Senior Report, we are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week, countywide, from 9 to 10 a.m. Join us by calling in live, emailing us, or checking out our social media. And now, from the Channel 5 studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and what a great day it is out there today. This week has been beautiful. The weather's been great. I know we've got a little bit of rain, but we could use it, keep the dust down, and hopefully knock the pollen down. I don't know about you, but I got the red eyes in the morning and the runny nose once in a while, but it's a whole lot better than some places right now in the world, so I'm a happy camper. So welcome to Chautauqua Sunrise, and for those that will be listening starting this week on June 2nd, Tuesday at 1 o'clock, you're going to be hearing this show, so I'm going to say good morning to all the folks at WRFA, the Radio for the Arts over in Jamestown. My friend Dennis Drew has placed us on their weekly schedule, so from here on out, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock, we're going to be hearing Chautauqua Sunrise, our audio obviously only, so hello to Jamestown. We got a lot of things to talk about this morning, but I first of all always want to remind you that Chautauqua Sunrise is really what I call a multi-generational show. We try to cover topics of interest for everybody. We've talked about politics, we talk about a little bit of politics. We talk about things that are from gardening to music to what's going on for our senior citizens and just everywhere in between. And we have another great show for you here today. But I want to remind you that if you have an event or you have a birthday, anniversary you want to share, give us a call. Call us at 753-5225. You can text us, email us, and they're going to shoot the information up here in a second in front of me. But this is your TV station here at Access 5. We are here to support what's going on in our communities and to share news and so forth. And I got to tell you, I got a lot of news to share with you today, and it's great because we hope that we are sort of that common glue that keeps the whole county together, at least from this side of the world. So anyways, I also want to take this moment to thank all of our underwriters, and I just went to Bella's, one of our underwriters, and got this great haircut. So if you ever get a chance to get in Northeast Pennsylvania, great salon there in Day Spa. They are full service. They do haircuts and they color your hair. This is mine, okay. But they do massages and pedicures and manicures, and it's just a great location. And of course, all our other underwriters. It's just great to have lots of support for the show, and we appreciate it here. Okay, so Throughout the show, you can also call us because we are live from 9 to 10. This is May 30th, Saturday morning. And you can talk to myself, make an announcement, or when our guest comes on, you can ask him a question if you like, or a comment. Okay? So right off the bat, let's get to some of our announcements today. We have a special event today over at the YWCA in Westfield. They are having their father-daughter dance. What a great idea. I'll tell you, you just can't believe the look on little girls' faces, or even dads' faces, when they're getting ready and they are off to their dance together. And when they walk to the door, the buttons are popping and the grins are grinning. And my daughter and I, we do some fun things. And she's a little more than 5th grade now. She's like, married. And but we do try to get some time together. So father-daughter dance. That's today from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 at the YWCA in Westfield. Coming up, the first time this has ever happened, I think. I don't know historically. I'll have to talk to John here in a minute, but I don't think there's any place in the annals of history that there has been a shred fest in this area. The Westfield Mayville Rotary Club is sponsoring it right this minute. It started 2 minutes ago, and it's going to run till noon. Pete Bills is the president of the club, and this was his idea. I'm not sure where he got it from. But if you got a bunch of papers that you just been collecting, and you don't know what to do with them, but they're personal, or your name's on them or whatever, put them in a box, bring them in a bag, and for $10, they're going to shred those, and no one will know where they came from. And Randy, the FBI will never be able to get into your garbage again. No. So. Gone, they're shredded. So that's today from 9 a.m. to noon at the Westfield School. And in fact, it's going to be at the parking lot, and I'm going to be stopping over there and give them a hand right after the show. Okay, now, from today forward, there's a bicycle raffle at the Bemis Point Library. Now, is there just one bicycle? Just one bicycle. Okay, this is for the Study Club raffle, and tickets are $1 or 6 for $5, and they're going to be giving that bike away, and it's going to be held Labor Day weekend. So if you're interested over in Bemis Point, get your tickets and maybe get yourself looks like a really comfortable bike. Some of those bikes are tough to sit on. Okay, June 6th, coming up, gift and gun raffle. All right, this is at the Westfield Moose Lodge, and there's the information. It's going to be from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m., and that's next Saturday, right? And Moose Beach over on Route 5. And it's open to the public, and so get over there, and the gift and gun raffle. Okay, June 12th, the Child Advocacy Program. Boy, it takes me a second to get my brain warmed up here. The Dunkirk Fredonia office grand opening for the Child Advocacy Program is going to be a 40 East Main Street in Fredonia, New York, from 2 to 4. So if you have a chance, stop in, check out the facilities, meet the staff there. And this is a service and a resource that everybody up your way should know about, Fredonia Dunkirk. Because if you know of a child that's in danger, or they come to you and they report a situation, you don't have to sit there and go, who do I call? You call these people, and they will take it from there. They are a multidisciplinary group. You've got the law enforcement, you've got the district attorney's offices there, you got all the people that are listed there. They work together on behalf of a child and their family. Okay, so coming up June 12th. Then, something that's a second annual, and I participated in the first one, is at the Children's Safety Education Village. You have the Dash and Bash. And what this is there's a variety of things. You can do a 1K walk, you can do a 5K walk, or bike tour, and I can't read the print there exactly, but I believe there's 2 different options there, and they go, I think, all the way around the lake, or they'll do like a half run, and you sign up. There's a certain amount of registrations fees for those sorts of things, but there's some T-shirts you get there, and they have hot dogs and pop and kinds of refreshments afterwards, and music, and it's just a fun time. It's a great fundraiser. I would do the 5K walk, but they start while I'm here at the studio, so I have to sign up for the 1K walk. But I gotta tell you, I'm fast. I aim to get the first place this year. I got second place last year because some guy cheated. I don't know if he's watching right now, but if you run in front of me again, I'm gonna trip you. You got it as a walk. Hey, remember I told you can call in and share some news. I want to show you a picture of this next guy. Let's pop him up. That's my dad. That's Jack Hamels. Dad's going to be 92 years old tomorrow. And I got to tell you, this is the only person I know in the world that can take a Sabres hat and a Hawaiian shirt and make it a fashion statement. So happy birthday, Dad. We're all going to get together tomorrow up to my brother's. And most people say, he's 92. He looks like he could be your brother. I go, oh, thanks a lot. But Dad, we wish you happy birthday and many, many, many more. And I know you watch the show every week, so there you are. He's got a couple bears in the back, but the reason why I took the picture, because the names of the bears are Jack and something or other, maybe Jill, but I saw him standing next to the signed Jack. So anyways, Jack Hamels, 92 tomorrow. Congratulations, Dad. Okay, another information. I got just a few more things to share with you. The Infinity Visual and Performing Arts, our friends over there in Jamestown, will be hosting the June installment of Pulse Poetry Slam. That's hard to say. Pulse Poetry Slam on Saturday, June 13th at 6:30 p.m. The installation of the event will celebrate the 1-year anniversary of its founding and will feature both poetry and live music. This event is free, family-friendly, and open to the public. Performance poetry is an excellent way to express creativity while practicing performance and public speaking. Poets and audience members are welcome. Also, the Lynn Development Group is hosting an open house of the former Jamestown Post Office building. The main entrance is located at 301 East 2nd Street in Jamestown. The open house will be held for the general public on Friday, June 5th, 2015 from 3 to 7 p.m. Please join us for the tour. This historical, everything's history today, historical Jamestown building. Enjoy refreshments and participate in a clothing giveaway made possible by the Chautauqua Striders in collaboration with Chautauqua County Rural Ministry. And I also have from our friend Marianne Spanos an announcement. Now, please pay attention. This is from the Office of the Aging. They're going to have an aging symposium. This is one of those things you hope that you have to go to someday because we want to age. On Wednesday, June 3rd, 2015, from 8:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. This is going to be at the Park United Methodist Church, Sinclairville, New York. So that's coming up in a few days. This will be the last time we're going to announce it. June 3rd. At 8:30, there's registration. It only costs $5. All right, this is a great deal. The topics are going to include programs on nutrition, the SNAP program, which is what used to be food stamps, and as Marianne said, everybody that falls into this category should get them. It's part of the deal, and you shouldn't feel funny about getting them. Go out and get that credit card. Caregiver support, respite, legal services, elder abuse, exercise, and wellness. Then there's going to be a little coffee break. Then they have a second session. They're going to be talking about health insurance. We've talked about that with Janelle Sluga here one day. Counseling, HEAP, weatherization, home repair, transportation, personal emergency response, senior employment, home care, and New York Connects. And New York Connects is really important because it has so many possible services in one phone call, and by making that call you can find out information about whatever it is for maybe a loved one or someone that you know, or it could be for yourself if you need services and so forth. And then there's going to be a guest speaker, Cheryl Wallstrom, and she's going to be talking about hot nutrition topics. And then lunch is served at 12:30. This is all for $5. Once again, from the Office of the Aging, an aging symposium, Wednesday, June 3rd, from 8:30 to 1:30 at the Park United Methodist Church in Sinclairville, New York. So check it out, guys. And I know that there are picnics coming up soon, but we'll announce that as that comes up. So I think that's all I have for right now. So let's take a little bit of a public service announcement, and we'll be right back with our show. Stay tuned.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello? That's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
I love dogs. Our dog Max, I always know when it's going to rain. He is the most fearful dog I know when it comes to rain or thunder. This morning, just before I left, he ducked behind a rocking chair, and I looked. I go, "Oh, it's going to rain today." So he, if it thunders or whatever, he just like ducks in behind the TV, behind the couch, under the bed. I've had to pull him out by the tail to get him out from under something. Otherwise, he's brave and he's fearless. But when it comes to Mother Nature, watch out. Okay. We want to get to our show. You're watching Chautauqua Sunrise, and my guest is John Paul Wolfe, and he is going to be talking to you about all the things that are going on in the Chautauqua Historical Society. And good morning, John.
Good morning.
John, last time you were here, we were talking about an awesome topic about Alonzo Cushing and the Medal of Honor. See, you've got me trying to say that right now. But before we do that, anything going on that we should know about anything else at this point?
Everything's going on.
Everything's going on.
Beginning of
Okay.
of giving. I just didn't need to survive till September, I think. And
So this is your busy season.
This
then.
is the busy tourist season, the busy people coming in with
Okay.
visitors and family. And
Let's frame this for everybody, because this might be the first time that they're hearing about the Historical Society. What comprises the Historical Society here in Chautauqua County?
well, first of all, we are the Chautauqua County Historical Society. We have
As opposed to any other,
Well,
and I'm
every-
not being facetious right now, because
Right.
I suppose little towns have their stuff.
I believe there are 20-some historical societies or museums throughout the county. We're in Westfield, but we are the County Historical Society. We're the oldest historical society. We've been around since 1883.
Wow.
Didn't have a home, permanent home kind of thing, until they moved to the McClurg Mansion in 1951. And we have a lease at the McClurg. The village owns the building in the middle of the park, if you don't know where it is, right in the middle of
It's
Westfield.
gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous there.
And so we have a 75-year lease at $1 a year. So
Such a do.
that's such a deal.
So as far as properties go, it's just, you're just located at the McClurg? I mean,
Right,
You don't
that's it.
have any jurisdiction over the Fenton?
No,
or-
no, no, no.
Now, are you
They're-
part of a larger organization in the county?
No, they're all kind of independent.
separate, do their thing.
We, over the past especially few years, we've been trying to pull everyone together in terms of working together in certain ways, but we're everybody's independent.
I'm a card-carrying member of the Chautauqua County Historical Society,
Well,
right?
you should be.
As I should be.
Well, not a card-carrying member, because we don't give out the cards. We
Well,
probably
it's-
should, but
it's-
it's an
it's a
expense.
virtual card. I get
Yes,
this
yes.
notice that you were a
You owe
member.
me money. Yeah.
Well, anyways, tell the folks, what do you get for your membership?
Well,
and
first
the
of all,
cost?
membership is probably the least expensive membership of an historical society anywhere for a membership.
Hands down,
it's
by far.
$20 a year, January 1st through December 31st, and for family it's $30, and you get 4 newsletters. We used to do 5, but we've cut it back to 4 newsletters, which announce there's stories and things in them about whatever's happening pertinent to that particular couple of months, and then you get free admission to the museum. Normally, admission is $5 per person. Unless you're a member, you can come in anytime you want if you're a member. And children also, or young adults, are free from 0 to 21. We don't charge anyone through college to come to the museum. So that's a little different, too.
Folks, if you haven't been to McClure, I got to encourage you to get a membership to begin with, but also to visit it and pay your $5, whatever, however you want to do it. It is really a walk backwards in time, and when you're in there, it just has a great feeling of richness and history and pride for our area. And I just love visiting there. I somehow I get over there a couple times a year. I took my granddaughter on a little field trip last year, and I gotta tell you, her mouth was open, and she was about 9 years old, I think, at the time, and her mouth was just open the whole time, like, really, really. And you know, you see things and they think it's old, and maybe it's back to the 50s or 40s. Well, this takes you way back into the 1800s. It's just outstanding, the work you guys do.
We actually have stuff from the Revolution, too.
I knew you were going to see. All I have to do is start the sentence, and John will put an addendum to that. So,
I'm sorry.
no,
we-
but actually, you got things that go back even. You got Indian artifacts that probably go
well,
back
we
even
have
older than that.
mastodon or woolly mammoth bones.
Right, it goes back a couple more
From
years.
Chautauqua County. Everything's related to Chautauqua County or Western New York.
Right.
And we have 3 floors, 24 rooms. We believe we have 400,000 to 500,000 items in the building.
Say that
Most of
again.
it's
How
paper.
many items? 3 what?
400,000 to 500,000 items.
400 to 500. That's
But
like
most of it's paper.
wow.
diaries, Civil War. We have a whole collection of Civil War diaries of individuals from Chautauqua County, and big clothing collection, just all kinds of stuff.
Now, obviously, this is something that comes up on a regular basis. It has to. People are looking for genealogy and information. Are you guys the go-to place?
Well, the Fenton in Jamestown the Fenton History Center has a much larger genealogy, but they have mostly the whole county, but they focus on Jamestown. But we have some unique things in our genealogical.
Okay, cool. 24 rooms. I guess I haven't been in all of them.
Well, we don't let you in every one.
I know there's signs, don't come, doc, do not enter, doc.
Yeah, specifically for you.
For me only. Okay. So what's, when we were talking before we got started here today, you said there's some things coming up, so we can do this in any order you want. So where do you want to begin today? I mean, I looked at your list and I'm like, wow, this is going to take up the whole show, and as it should.
That's the plan.
What would you like to talk about first?
Well, the next event we have things scheduled off and on all summer into the fall, because this is our busy season. So we do a speaker series, which has gone on. It's kind of evolved out of a paper writing that they used to do. That started in 1884, and we have all the ones we found, copies of them on our website. Before I forget, people need to go to our website. We have some amazing things posted there. It's McClurgmuseum.org. And the McClurg is M-C-C-L-U-R-G. It confuses people because there's 2 C's in it. But go to our website, and you'll be able to get a lot of stuff.
And the org is important because it's not .com or
.net. Yep.
McClurgmuseum.org. Got it.
So anyway, I don't know where I was going. I guess
we were talking about the speaker series.
Oh, the speaker series.
That's why
Thank
I take
you.
notes.
That's why you take notes.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm just a face in a pen. That's all I am.
I got Medicare last November, so it's like, I'm...
I understand. I'm almost there.
Anyway, the speaker series we do 4, usually alternating months in the summer. The first one was in April, and it was on the Underground Railroad, and based on the foot papers, which we have at the ELT Foot for Jamestown people. That's Foot Avenue, and we have his papers that have also been digitized, so they're online. But Doug Shepard and Wendy Strait did research on all the connections they could find within the foot papers from 1840s, 50s, and 60s, and did a whole presentation on that. So that was already done. That was at our annual meeting. Our next speaker series group is June 17th, which is a Wednesday, and that's at the Grape Heritage Center in Westfield, and that's a picnic. We do one picnic every year. You bring a dish to pass. We provide the meat, we provide the drinks, we provide the plates and silverware, and it's free. All of our speaker series are free anyway.
Oh,
they're all
that's a
free.
great deal.
So you just have to bring a dish to pass, like an old-fashioned town picnic kind of thing.
Pass the dish.
And the topic for that is pioneer winemakers in Chautauqua County. And John Slater is going to be talking on that. So that's why we're at the Grape Discovery Center, because it's pioneer winemakers of Chautauqua County. So the winemakers from back in the 1800s, not the ones today, but the early start of winemaking. So that's the topic on June 17th.
Okay. We had Christina McCain on here, and I know that you guys, she's really interfacing with all the organizations.
Right.
And if people may not be necessarily wine drinkers, but they enjoy grape juice and things like this, and all the other products come from grapes. And the history of grapes is awesome. I mean, if you go there, the star section there in the back of the museum, I mean, it's just great stuff, and I'm glad to hear that. So that's June 17th, all right?
Okay, and then I'm going through and ignoring our big event.
We're skipping over that. I'm right down here somewhere.
Our next event is July 18th and 19th, which is the Westfield Antique Show. The Westfield Antique Show, this is the 77th annual Westfield Antique Show. 77 years, it's always been in Easton Hall. We can't prove anyone beats us. It is the longest running antique show in the United States.
I'm not playing now, but does the Antique Roadshow ever take notice of this or anything like that?
No, not really.
I understand it's a show, but I just wonder, because they do a lot of kind of quirky little things. I just thought maybe they sometime would come by and do a piece on the longest running antique
They're probably
show.
not aware of it.
Well,
anyway,
with all my contacts in TV
you
world,
make them aware.
you guys are watching out there, Antiques Roadshow, contact John, would you please? Okay.
Anyway, we have 24 dealers in Easton Hall, and some of the dealers have been coming for I think we have one that's been there for 33 years.
Really?
And she comes from Michigan. She's the doll lady, and she has all the antique dolls. And we have another one that's at least that long too. But they come from other areas. They're not dealers that have shops in Chautauqua County. So they come from Michigan and Connecticut. They're out of the immediate area.
And that's useful because
we want to bring in.
There's so much information out there. But someone's watching right now and they say, okay, July 18, why would I go to an antique show?
Well, maybe you're a collector, maybe you have some stuff and you want to get more information on it. The antique dealers love to talk about, if you have a question, they'll more be happy to help you out, giving you information. Sometimes some of them actually will buy things.
Can you buy things from them?
Oh, that's what it's all about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're there to buy.
This isn't just educational
Oh,
public
no,
service.
no, this is not one of those. No, they come in to sell their product.
Okay.
We make our money, it's a fundraiser for the Historical Society, and our money comes from the gate, so it's $5 to get in.
Okay.
You can come both days if you want to. It's a 2-day event. It's Saturday, June 17th, and that is from 10 to 5. And on Sunday, June 18th, it's from 11 to 4.
Okay, great. And there's usually signs for all that up in town and things like that.
Yep.
So if you're visiting the area, especially the folks are coming into Chautauqua Institution right now, and right smack dab in the middle of Westfield, there's a kiosk. I don't know what you would call that. A signboard.
A signboard.
And there's always
right
all what's going on in the area going on there, and so on. All right.
Okay, so that's July 18th and 19th. And then the other one, we're getting a little far away, but I'll just mention
It doesn't matter.
August 15th on a Saturday, we'll have our talk at the Jamestown Audubon Center. And that is, the title of the talk is Oak Planes and Gunter's Chains.
I have no idea what that means.
I don't either. Utilizing the Holland Land Company survey notes to understand pre-European forests.
Okay.
So he's going to be talking about what things were around here based on the Holland Land Company notes, I believe, probably from Joseph Ellicott and maybe William Peacock, prior to anyone being here when they were first doing the survey. And that's being done by Steve Tulowicki. I pronounced it wrong probably because I don't know him, but I'm not part of the speaker series.
Okay.
But that's in August, so that should be really
Well,
interesting.
now, let's hold up on that. In the middle of Mayville, just down the road from here, there's a big old building that looks like a beehive type thing.
A little old building.
Little old building. What was that?
That was the vault for the Holland Land Company. It was in a building. It wasn't outside like that.
Oh.
It was in a wooden structure.
Was the structure around
it? Yes.
So that's
why
been
there's no
sitting where-
windows and there's just a door and it's a barrel vault on the top for strength. It was the vault for the Holland Land Company. William Peacock lived right next door. He had been appointed land agent for the Holland Land Company for Chautauqua County area, and I believe that was built in 1810 when they first opened the office in Chautauqua County. The main office was in Batavia, New York.
Wow.
And
So as it moved west?
Well, they just opened a satellite down here, and he was in charge of that. And it was not quite in that location. It was a little bit farther north and a little bit farther inland.
So they
it was
moved it?
right.
They moved
Well,
it?
the Historical Society moved it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was, first of all, the building was destroyed in 1836 in the Settlers' Revolt of 1836 when they literally tore it to the ground. I believe they burned Peacock's house to the ground. We know they tried to kill Peacock, and he escaped. And so that's all that's left is the vault.
Oh.
And anyway, it's a long story to get
But
into.
it's
the
there.
history. It's
But it
there.
connects to
And
that.
the reason it was saved is the Historical Society purchased the whole Peacock Inn back in the 50s, and then they sold it to people to reopen the Peacock Inn. But we
It's
kept
up
that
on 394.
right there where the vault is.
I'm gonna give
where
you-
the parking lot is. That
All
was
right.
the Peacock Inn.
Peacock, wait a
Was-
minute. Peacock Inn, it's on 394 on the right as you're going towards Westfield.
There is no Peacock Inn anymore. The county tore it down.
I'm talking about something else.
Seward Inn.
Oh,
And we don't have time enough to talk about that today.
no. No. But there used to be something called the Peacock Lounge. Wasn't there?
Eagle Ridge.
Eagle Ridge. But then
Ridge
wasn't it renamed?
No. The Peacock Inn was just in
Peacock. All right, never mind.
William Peacock's home.
All right,
Anyway,
different place,
Yeah,
different place.
Maybe
All right,
you'll
let
have
me-
to come for the whole history of
All
that.
right, but
somewhere
the
else.
point I want to make on, you mentioned on the August 15th on this talk at the Audubon about oak, when we had the folks here from the Sea Lion, if I'm not mistaken, many of the trees that they used to build that were of the from that era. They were very, very
Right,
old trees,
right.
and they were virgin
Fir-
oaks
yeah.
and things like that.
First growth,
So
yeah.
there's all this. See, I'm putting all these connections here.
go.
Okay, folks, you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels. I got John Paul Wolfe, curator
Curator, among other things.
of the Chautauqua County Historical
Historical
Society.
Societies.
I have to put all these
McClurg
See,
Museum.
at the McClurg Museum in Westfield, New York. See, I add words and I delete words here as I go with John. So if you have a message, you can call us at 753-225, or you can Twitter us, tweet us, whatever it is that they put in front of me here. You can contact us, and don't be bashful. Okay, so what else is going on? Wow, this is a lot this summer
But
already.
none of that is why I'm here,
No,
really.
not at all. This was
Why-
just an appetizer.
That was just the appetizer. Why I'm here is for June 13th and 14th. And June 13th and 14th is our Civil War weekend, and we have an encampment in the park. The reenactors live in tents right around the park. There are battles in the park. They all shoot each other, and then fall down, and then stand back up again and do it again.
Okay, all right. Let's stop right there. I recall seeing some folks like that. So obviously they're using blanks.
Yes,
But
yes.
but they will see gunpowder smoke.
Oh yeah, gunpowder and noise everywhere,
And
both days.
Is there a particular battle that they're reliving, or is this just a planned little skirmish?
I believe it's the Battle of McClurg.
Battle of McClurg. All right.
Until I go out on the porch and yell at them to get
Stop
off my
it!
property.
Do they always have? Does some side always win, or do they take
No,
turns?
and the problem with this particular reenactment is there usually are more Confederates than there are Union soldiers there, because it's easier to get clothes for the Confederates because they were more disheveled kind of clothes.
Kind of more basic, yeah.
Yeah, so we usually have more Confederates, and so, but we make sure that the Union will win at some point.
Okay, so those are listing right now on June
13th and 14th.
and I got 12.
Well, forget the 12, that's Friday night.
Cross that out. 13, 14.
Yes, June 13th and 14th.
If somebody comes into Westfield, what are they going to see? What do you mean
Well,
by
first of all,
that?
this whole event is free.
Okay.
Pretty much everything we do is free. Anyway, on June 13th, which is a Saturday, first they'll have, at 9 o'clock in the morning, they have the flag raising ceremony in the park, the Soldiers Monument there, but it's the reenactors in uniform come out. And then at 10 o'clock, there'll be drills and demonstrations, gun loading and all kinds of demonstrations. You can just walk around and see how things are done. And I believe we have 5 regiments coming in. The 9th Cavalry, which was Westfield's cavalry, Westfield's regiment, that's hosting it. But what makes it unique this year more than anything else is we have a cannon battery. We have the Alonzo Cushing Cannon Battery. They're out of Erie, and they are actually, we got permission from the village, and we are actually, warning, we will be having selected cannon firing with a lower whatever it is than they normally have, but there will be, they still
Less
allow.
powder.
Less powder, thank you. You see, I'm not one of the reenactors. Anyway, and they're coming because of the event that happens at 1. So that's pretty unique that we're going to have them there. And we also have the main fife and drum, and there's I think 5 or 6 different groups that are coming in, and so there's more this year than ever.
Wow.
And so this, if you haven't been to the Civil War reenactment, you need to go to this one, because this is like this is going to hook you. You want to come back. So anyway, that's at 10. Also from 10 to noon, there's a lot of women reenactors and other their family children, and they're doing demonstrations, and the kids can come and play with the Civil War era toys and learn things. And
What
they
you
will-
want to do is stick in a ball.
yeah, you don't have to put it that way. They're not going to come for a stick and ball.
No, they had some really ingenious
and so they can
toys
go
and
from
things.
tent to tent and get the demonstrations
Right,
and all
right.
that kind of thing of how they're living there. So that's from 10 to noon. And then 1 o'clock is the big thing. At 1 o'clock in the park, if the weather permits, the ceremony will be on the porch in front of the McClurg. If it's raining, it will all take place in the St. Peter's Episcopal Church, which faces the park.
Okay.
Right on the corner, right next to it. And that will be the opening ceremony for the Alonzo Cushing Medal of Honor. You have to go back to the Chautauqua Sunrise in January when I was here to find out more about that whole story, and I think it's archived so they can see it. But anyway, the Medal of Honor of Alonzo Cushing will be on display at the McClurg from June 13th through Labor Day. 3
Wow,
months.
that's a long
And
time.
it's not just the Medal of Honor. We have the medal flag, We have the photograph of the president signing in the White House. We have his signed document. We have all kinds of things pertaining to it. There'll be a whole display on. The other thing I need to make sure people understand is if you want to come and see the Medal of Honor, it is free for everyone. That's one of the regulations from the United States Army. And we had to sign a whole contract of what we will do, won't do, whatever. And that's one of the regulations. So if you want to come and see the Medal of Honor exhibit, just come in and tell the people. Now, we make our living off of the $5 entrance fee if you're not a member. So if you're not a member and you want to see the medal, we'll take you upstairs and you can look at that display. Then you can't see the museum without paying the $5. It's kind of a catch, but it's the only way we can work around it. Because, so non-members have to pay $5, but if you want to see the medal, it's for free.
All right, but folks, if you're going to go for the Medal of
yeah.
Honor, make the donation.
Yeah.
See the whole,
The whole
thing. I mean, if you
24 rooms.
The
That's right.
gasoline alone isn't worth the trip because it's a great, great venue. I'm telling you, you got to go there. I just love going there. It's awesome.
And we change things all the time.
All right.
So that's that
But
first.
let's back up a little
Okay,
bit. Now, you and I know basically quite a bit about Alonzo. You know everything about Alonzo. But folks
No,
that
I
are
don't
watching
know
the show,
everything.
you know Alonzo. I know you do. Give us the short the bridge notes.
Really short version.
Yeah, who was Alonzo Cushing?
Cushing was from Fredonia. There were 4 brothers and a sister that were the Cushing family were in Fredonia, and they went then to out west. His father took the family out west to Delafield, Wisconsin. It wasn't Delafield at the time, and he died out there. So Alonzo was only in Delafield for the first 5 years of his life.
Okay.
And then the mother brought all the kids back to Fredonia because the Cushing family were there. What people get confused on is the mother was Mary Barker Cushing, but that Barker has nothing to do with the Barker in Fredonia.
Never crossed my mind.
It always did me until I found out different. Anyway, she's from Massachusetts. Anyway, so they came back there, and she was pretty poor. She had no source of income. The husband died. She had 5 children.
Wow.
So a relative of the Barkers there got Alonzo to be an aide or something in Washington with one of the senators, and then he got him into West Point, and his younger brother William, she got him into Annapolis, and so Alonzo went to West Point, and then that was right during the Civil War beginning, and he graduated from West Point, and then he was made I don't know at all what his
an officer.
He was made an officer. Finally, he was made an officer with his cannon battery,
Right.
and he was sent to Gettysburg. And he was on the 3rd day of the Battle of Gettysburg was when he was killed. He was 22 years old when he was killed, and we'll talk about all that. The other thing that I'm going to jump ahead at 2 o'clock. With our medal ceremony, we will have letter reading in the Episcopal Church done by reenactors in Civil War uniforms. The letters they will be reading, some of which have never been heard of before. We have 1,100 plus letters from the Cushing family in our collection, plus all the ephemera, wedding dresses, and all that stuff. But we have 1,100 letters. We spent the past year digitizing them. And when we found the Alonzo letters, there are letters from Alonzo to his mother, from Alonzo to his brother William, and to Milton, and to his Aunt Margaret. Anyway, all these letters, we will have those read, and they're amazing, amazing letters. And I won't tell you anything about them. You have to come for that, but
Right.
that in itself is pretty.
And the Medal of Honor was
given
bestowed or given not very long ago
in November of this year
to the family,
to the closest relative.
and it was 151 years after the fact.
The longest wait for a Medal of Honor
And this
by
is
anyone.
the highest medal any service person can receive in the United States.
And
This
there were
this is
reasons
big.
why he didn't get it at the time, and I
Right.
won't go into that.
Oh, sure.
But anyway, he got the medal eventually, and then they had to search for who the closest relative was, and
Okay.
that was the problem.
And people watching here and saying, "Well, you're talking about Wisconsin, you're talking about Fredonia. How is it that the McClurg, the Chautauqua County Historical Society, has all of this stuff?" I mean, was
Well, the papers, the Cushing papers, and that kind of thing. William's 2 daughters. One of them was a secretary for our historical society in the 1920s and 30s.
So there's a family
And
connection.
So there's a family connection with the historical society, and we got all those. Then we also got some more stuff from another family in Fredonia that bought it at a sale they had on the Cushing stuff in the 60s, I think. So they've been donating stuff to us.
So this was bequeathed from
some
the
of it.
family to you guys, and then
Right.
you've gotten other things
Right.
over time.
Most of our collection is the William Cushing collection, because Alonzo died at 22
Yeah.
with no wife, no
Very short
children.
life, yeah.
And meanwhile, William did get married, lived till the 70s, 1870s, had 2 daughters, and that's how all this stuff got saved, is through his daughters.
Okay, so this is, folks, this is a pretty historically big deal for our area,
Right.
and if I can just digress for a second, okay, we're going to put you guys on hold. In Ripley, there's a committee that I serve on that we are looking for veterans, and this can be from any war in the history of the United States, that if you are, if your family member or you that's watching has a Purple Heart, Bronze Star, Medal of Honor, any of the very high-end, the very top-level awards given to service people, I say people because men and women, any branch of the service, if you want those folks to be recognized, please contact me here at the studio or Bob McIntosh in Ripley. We are looking to put together a plaque for all these folks for their service and their awards. And it goes very much in hand with what you're talking about, where we're honoring Alonzo Cushing for his Medal of Honor. Same idea, right?
Same thing.
So,
There were 7 recipients of Medals of Honor from the Civil War from Chautauqua County.
and one's from Ripley, right?
Haight.
Mr.
And
Haight, yeah.
we have, right now on display in the museum, we have the Putnam Medal of Honor and his Gettysburg Medal and his saber and all that. That's on display, but that's going down in the next week because that's the case that the Cushing Medal is going into.
Okay.
So that's that. So anyway, so the letter readings at 2, the ceremonies at 1. It'll be very brief, although they all say it because I'm the master of ceremony, so I've been warned. And then at 3 o'clock there'll be demonstrations again and battles in the park. And then at 8 o'clock the reenactors do what's called a candlelight tour, and you walk around the various tents and they do descriptions and talks, and people really love that. That's been building over the past few years, and there are various topics depending upon who's in what tent they're talking about, so you can walk around. And then the other thing that's important on that night, that Saturday, from 6 to 8 is our fundraiser. It's our gala, hearty hors d'oeuvres, wine and beer, and music from some guy, I don't know who he is. We get, we don't want to spend a lot of money, and so we get some somebody, I don't know. Anyway,
I'm going to be there.
anyway, he's going to be the entertainment.
Yes.
But what really makes that party fun is that all the reenactors get in their fancy garb, their big hoop skirts and their formal uniforms, and they are all in the museum too, eating, and so they're wandering around, and so it sends a whole different flavor to the event. That's a ticketed item, and it's not cheap. It is our only fundraiser where we go to the county residents and ask them for help for maintaining the museum. So it's $50 per person, but you'll get a full meal, wine, beer, music, and fun.
I can plug this.
Okay.
I'm the entertainment. I think this will be my 4th year, maybe. I don't
At
even know.
least, I don't know.
4 years, maybe more. And I play in the parlor.
Yep.
And it's a wonderful, wonderful evening, not because of me, but because of the fact that people from all over the area and people from Chautauqua Institution, I think, come. I mean,
We have a couple hundred people.
It's a lot of people, but think about there you're standing and you're eating and you're drinking, and all of a sudden in comes Dave Brown in his full Union military garb, and the saber, the hat, all the braids and all that sort of thing. In comes Sandy, his wife, I want to say hoop dress, hoop skirt, whatever it is. It's huge, but I mean, it's all authentic to.
And the little kids come in that same way.
Yeah, and everybody is in period dress, around us. You don't have to come that way, but it's just a fun night. And if that's something you're interested in, I encourage you to come out and of course, come up, say hi, and I'll be doing some music, some folk music, and some Irish stuff and things like that for you. So it'll be lots of fun.
The other part of this whole event, because of the Cushing Medal, we have, I believe right now, 11 of the Cushing members coming to the event. They're coming from California and North Carolina and South Carolina. And so Helen Loring Ensign, this is the woman who actually received the medal, for Alonzo is not going to be there. She's from California, and she's 86 right now. But her one daughter is, and two nieces, a niece and a nephew. And then on the one side, we will actually have, he's 3, and they'll be in uniform, I guess, too. He's 3 years old, and that's Joseph Alonzo Cushing Maine, who is 3 years old. His parents are both majors in the Marine Corps. His father was just deployed again to Afghanistan, so he won't be there, but the children will be there, and so that's pretty exciting. We have that connection. They're all coming. So there's 11 of the family members coming.
So it's possible that the following week, on the 20th, I might be able to take a few pictures there and show.
It's possible.
Okay, so I'm going to be snapping my camera while I'm bopping around there that day, so maybe I can give you a couple highlights, or you can send us a couple highlights. We'll be happy to show them here.
And the other new thing, did we get through Sunday? No, Sunday. Let me do that.
We're
and
still
then
on
we'll
Saturday night.
Okay, so the tickets for
fabulous
the
doc
party.
will be entertaining.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to pay $50 to come
You
and
wanna see
listen
me
to the
pay-
doc.
This is free, but right now you got to pay.
Yeah. On Sunday, then, the morning, it starts at 10 a.m. There'll be a church service at St. Peter's Episcopal Church right there in the park, and that's a church service that is Civil War era style.
So they'll be
And the
using
reenactors will be
prayers
there.
from that era?
I guess, yep. And then there'll be demonstrations starting at 1:30, and everything closes at 4.
I want to ask you to explain a little bit more about the types of demonstrations. We said that you can see kids playing and stuff like that, but what other things, I mean...
Women are cooking in the tents.
Okay.
And then there's they're loading the guns, and then they're out with battles around the park all day long, and they do drills because the main fife and drum will be there. There's a lot of that. They're great when they come because that's the fife and drum corps, and they parade around and do all that. So that it adds a whole new great flavor to the whole event.
I'm going to throw things out like candle making, or...
They don't do a lot of that unless they're,
Okay.
But no, we don't. It's not like a craft show. It's
Okay.
not like that, or craft demonstrations. Only limited. It's not.
Okay, but if people came in there, they would see people living in the encampment
Right.
as they
With
would.
fires, they build fire pits in front of each of the tents, and so they're cooking and all that kind of stuff too. So
Okay.
you see the cooking.
And it's absolutely free, and this is June 12th through the 14th.
Well, June 13th and 14th. That
13th.
12th
Well,
confuses
cut
people
that
because that's
out.
that's
good
that's
enough.
the setup. They'll be there, but don't come because
Yeah,
they're
you're
setting
going to
up.
be in the way.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a...
Now, the
fun
other
thing
part
to do.
that's just been added to this whole thing is part of the ceremony at 1 o'clock, and is, most people are aware, Kevin White was a sergeant in the Army, and he was killed in Afghanistan in 2011, and his parents, Paul and Patty White, have just donated to the McClurg's collection his uniform, his bio, his pictures, actually even his the condolence letter signed by President Obama. So that will also be on display in the parlor downstairs. So and that will be on display the whole summer as the Cushing medal and information is upstairs. Kevin White's memorial tribute will be downstairs, and the Whites, I believe, will be part of the 1 o'clock ceremony, just very limited. They don't want to get up and say much, but they'll be at the ceremony at
Will
1
this be
o'clock.
a permanent display?
No, we don't do permanent displays because the uniform is cloth.
Right.
No matter how much you try to protect it from the light and the air and everything, we collect things for hopefully 200 years more. And so it'll be out for the summer, and then it will be put in archival boxes and stored, and it will be brought out for, like, say we do in the military room, if we ever get it finished, we'll do each year a different war or different conflict time.
Okay.
So one year when we do the post-World War II, which would cover Korea, Afghanistan, we're collecting things like that for that now. Vietnam, all of those, it would be out for that, or if it would be out for a special event when we need, when it fits the time frame. But it won't be out. It's not a permanent memorial because we are preserving for
Right.
somebody's
And
great-great-grandchildren.
This is where your newsletter is so handy, so that people know this is an upcoming
Right.
display, or the theme of this year's theme. And so many students are in high school, college. They're doing research papers, New York State history in 4th grade. I think they're still teaching that at that grade level. I mean, this is a great resource for our county, right?
Now, on Friday, we did have 60 second graders in the museum for a tour.
You
from
said
Chautauqua
second
Lake.
grade. Or,
Second grade, 60 of them. That's why I'm a little shaky today.
that's like corralling cats.
Yes, you betcha. And tomorrow, Sunday, we're normally not open, but if we have group tours, I'll open for anybody coming from somewhere. And we have the Volkswagen Collectors Club from Erie. They come every year. They used to come with 10 and 12. I found out last week they're going to be 30. So they keep building. I don't know. They keep finding
that's a
people.
good
They love
problem.
they love the museum. So they're going to the diner for lunch, and then they're coming to the museum. So that's tomorrow. So we're getting that kind of thing all the time.
Folks are watching right now, and they're shy because they don't want to talk to you. I don't know why. You're a nice guy.
They've met.
You gave us the internet address, McClureMuseum.org.
Right.
Is there a phone number?
The phone number 326 2977.
2977. And are there hours of operation?
Yep, we're open year-round, Tuesday through Saturday,
Okay,
10 to 4.
10 to 4.
Plus, if you have a group tour or something special, call me.
You'll
We'll make
accommodate
arrangements.
them. That's
Yep.
great. Okay, and
Speaking of that,
Yes.
because I always have a million things to say.
this is an easy interview.
Memorial.
I'll just leave the room and just look
Okay,
at the camera.
there you go. Memorial Day, last Monday.
Yeah.
We had two different groups come, or individuals come in on Memorial Day. They were the one individual is working on her doctorate from Yale University. She was there actually for 6 days, doing a research on the Tourget papers, which is probably our largest.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, our largest collection. And what you see on display up in the Civil War Room is actually just, it's not the papers, obviously. We have, on Tourget, we have around 12,000 documents scanned, and they're on the website, but there are a lot of things that have never been scanned that have to be dealt with, too. So she was in, I forgot what she's doing her doctorate on, but that's,
You
she
know,
was
those,
there.
those PhD people.
Yeah, who knows. But anyway, she was from Yale University. And the same day, descendants of the Prendergast family, James Prendergast from Jamestown. This is a descendant of the Ripley Prendergasts.
There are Ripley Prendergasts?
There was a series of children that came with William and Mehitable who settled in Prendergast Point area. They're buried there. And then James went south to Jamestown. There's Prendergast went up to Ripley area.
I didn't know that.
Well, I thought you were.
Every time you come on this show, I learn like 10 new things.
Anyway, this is a descendant of that family,
Okay.
and they have been doing it for a month and a half. They started in Ireland, where the Prendergasts first started, and they did every stop that they've traced, that they've come until they finally got to Chautauqua County. So on Monday was the last stop for them before they went back to Ohio.
Cool is
And I showed them stuff that we have, and it was kind of amazing stuff, because I just found some things that I didn't know we have. We have James Prendergast's wife's quilt that she made in 1815 or something like that as part of the collection. But anyway, and he's done a blog, and I will put that address on or link on our website one of these days. And his blog, every day it goes through and tells and the biggest thing that's of interest is the rent wars. William Prendergast was going to be hung this was back when we were still a colony, and he was declared a traitor, and he was sent to New York to be hung, and his wife, Mehitable, rode for 4 days to plead the case of saving his life. She had just had her, I don't know, 4th or 5th child. The baby was like 2 months old or something. They sent the plea to the King of England, and the execution was stopped, and so he didn't get hung, and then but it was all about a rent protest.
Good woman. Good
That's
woman.
right. Kind of in a way, not quite, but kind of in a way like the Settlers' Revolt in Chautauqua County in 1836, except for this was 75 years earlier.
Mehitable.
And William.
That's a real name. You're not making that up,
I know.
Mehitable.
And they're buried up at the Prendergast Family Cemetery in Chautauqua County. So.
Let me do one more little breather here for you, a little break. Folks, you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise. I'm Doc Hamels, and my very special guest today is John Paul Wolfe, curator of the Chautauqua County Historical Society. Did I get it right this time?
McClure Museum.
At the McClure Museum in Westfield, New York. And if you have a question or anything like that, give us a call at 753-5225, or Twitter us and contact us, text us, whatever. John, this is always fascinating.
I've got to sneak one thing in.
Go ahead.
Okay. If you look in front of the park, right now there's a very ugly orange fence around what was for 100 years, a geranium garden.
Okay.
We have finally gotten into production restoring the fountain. James McClurg put a fountain in Goldfish Pond
Oh, I
in
know what you're talking about.
1820.
Yeah, right.
We believe the first fountain in all of Western New York in front of a private residence. He had his own reservoir to run the water to get it up in 1820.
Really?
Well, it was filled in when the village took over the reservoir in 1872 after he died, and they turned off the water. It was a garden since 1875 or so.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to restore it. The fountain, it's an Eagle Scout project out of Fredonia, partially. A 14-year-old. He has restored the fountain itself. It's not the original fountain. It's one we have. Looks just like the one in Mayville, except for it's painted different.
Little children?
Little boy and girl under the umbrella. And now the Scouts are excavating the dirt out, and that's the surprising part. We do need more money before I run out of time. We haven't funded the whole thing. The contract, the swimming pool people will be coming in within a very short period of time to build a new pond. But when we were digging out all the dirt that is in there, we didn't realize nothing had been removed from 1875. Last Saturday, we found in the dirt, in nice little rings, 45 conch shells that were obviously on the bottom of the goldfish pond. We have not gotten them all out yet. I'm thinking we should probably sell one for $1,000 to help.
At least.
It's and how 75 conch shells got into that fountain prior to 1875. You know, it wasn't easy to get those kind of shells. They're big.
Wow.
From South Florida and the Caribbean
Yeah.
up here in 1840 or 30, whenever it was.
Crazy.
We don't. It's a news story.
Have Dave Brown auction those.
I don't think we're allowed to, but that's all right.
Well, then donate them to me, and I'll have them
There you go. No, we can't do that.
The gazebo out there, is that connected to the McClurgs at all?
No, it's part of the village.
But did you know, First Fridays are coming up,
I know, and I'll be there on the first Friday, and the first one I'll be there with
and
our
the
table.
Barcelona Blues Band, of which I am the lead guitarist,
Oh, okay.
will be performing every first Friday in the gazebo.
Oh, well, maybe I'll have to change my mind and not come.
It's
with
all
it.
right. We will miss you, though.
No, I'll be there the first Friday.
Obviously, the Historical Society needs people. Do you take volunteers?
We
and
do.
if so, how do they get a hold of you? I mean,
Yep.
I'm sure there's people watching right now that says, I'm retired, I could do these
I
things.
need those people. We're all volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
We're a volunteer organization. I don't get a nickel. Costs me way too much to be a volunteer because when we're short on something, I just buy it. But we're all volunteers. I just got a new volunteer this last week. She was in training to learn we don't have scripts, but she needed to learn the stuff before she could do tours. And I was short for the 60 kids on Friday. I said, Beth, can you do that? It's an hour tour with second graders, and she turns white. And I said, they're second graders. It won't be a big deal. You just get 20. I'll take 20. Sandy Brown will take 20. No problem. She loves it. She fell in love.
Kids are great.
Yeah. So anyway, we need volunteers all the time. You can either email us. The email is cchs, as in Chautauqua County Historical Society, at mcclurgmuseum.org.
Or they could go to your...
Or go to the website and it's
and you
there.
can find
yeah.
it there. Okay.
And also, if you want to join, we now have PayPal and credit card on our website. So just go there and you can pay right there.
Beautiful.
We're modern.
Okay.
Okay.
So we got like a minute and a half left, and Jeff's going to tell me whatever. So how about highlight one more time the event coming up here in just a couple of weeks and what's going on?
Okay, June 13th, June 14th. Medal of Honor ceremony at 1 o'clock in front of the building, and then you can go inside and view the medal for free. The Civil War weekend is going on all around you, including the cannon battery and the drum, fife, and bugle corps from Maine, and parties on Saturday night, 6 to 8. Lots of chafing dishes. You don't have to go out to dinner. It's enough for food.
It's good food. I've eaten it.
And it's all volunteered. That night, because everything is volunteered, the food comes from our volunteers, the wine is purchased by one of our volunteers, so everything, and Mr. Hamels donates his time. So actually, that $50 ticket is 100% going to pay the gas bill.
Awesome.
Oh, and we're also fully air-conditioned.
It's very pleasant there,
Yes.
I might add. Okay, folks, this is a wrap. I'm Doc Hamels. You've been listening to Chautauqua Sunrise. My guest has been John Paul Wolfe, curator of the Chautauqua Historical Society at the McClurg Mansion in Westfield. Stay tuned. Come back and listen to us again next Saturday morning. We'll do it all again from 9 to 10. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye now. That's it.
Was I cleared or was I babbling?